DJOYbeat.com.
Hi, this is Gene with Joybeat, and I'm going to show you how to use VSTs with Ableton Live. Now, what a VST is it's a virtual instrument, and a virtual instrument is a piece of software developed by, usually by an independent developer, that is made to use with any digital audio workstation. And so you'll have all these different companies that make different synthesizers, and you can then bring them into Ableton Live, Cubase. Most programs will let you use a virtual instrument. So the first thing you have to do is to install it into your file system. Now, if you're using a PC, you'd usually just set one folder to install all your VSTs into and basically install them in there and then tell Ableton to look for your VSTs in that folder. And you would just look right here, you'd select custom folder and you can just tell it where to look, and you can hit the browse button right there and select that location on your PC where it looks for your virtual instruments. It's a little bit different on a Mac, and that's what I wanted to go through here. So the first thing I wanted to show you is just this nice little cool free instrument, and it's called Forefront Piano. It's a free VST, and I recommend downloading it if it's your first time ever using a VST. And they have the Windows version and OS X version here. You can download either and install it on your computer. Now, let's get back to Ableton here. Once you've downloaded the Forefront Piano, you want to extract it. It should be in a zip file. But what you'll want to do is you'll want to actually pull it up here and bring it into your VST folder for your Mac. Now, where that's found is actually in your library, and you're going to look in your library. You're going to see a folder that's called VST. Now, that's where you just want to drag and drop that VST right into that folder. And if you notice, I have several here. I have a lot of VST plugins. And this is where Ableton Live will be looking for that VST plugin. And really, there's not much other installation that's needed. Now, a lot of plugins will come with their own installer, but all it's really doing is putting it in that section there. And so once that's installed, you can then bring up Ableton Live. And let's go ahead and bring up the preferences menu again. And basically, if Ableton Live's already running and you've dragged and dropped that plugin in there, what you want to do is hit rescan, and Ableton will then rescan that plugins folder, look for new ones, and if it finds new ones, it will then add them to Ableton Live. So what we want to do here is, what I have here is a couple notes, and I've set the Forefront Piano in each channel. Now, the way I did that is you'll find your plugins by this little plugins tab right here, and if you notice, there is VSTs and audio units. Audio units are like VSTs, but you will more likely see more VSTs than audio units. Audio units are just a Mac thing. And so what you'll do is you'll see here, I've got the Forefront Piano. I've dragged and dropped it onto each channel, and once it's on the channel, it looks like this down here. And you can click the little wrench there, and that pulls up the actual plugin. Now, if you look here, it says this plugin has no settings. But if you were using a different instrument, you'd see all the little knobs or whatever the synth looked like, it would pull up right there. This is a pretty straight up piano, so it really doesn't need any settings. Now, I found a little piece of MIDI that I wanted to use here, and so it came with two tracks, and here's the first track. And I've put the piano on the MIDI, so I didn't even play this. I just basically brought the MIDI in, and it's funny, you can look online and find all your favorite songs written into MIDI, and you can drag that MIDI into Ableton Live and do what I've done here. So let me just show you. So I've basically taken the MIDI and then used the Forefront Piano to play that MIDI and to play that for me. There was another piece of MIDI that came with this, and that's the bass, and so I thought I'd add that. And let's go ahead and do so. And so I've added that other piece of bass. Now, the great thing is that I can control the volume of each channel. So if I want the bass to be a little bit quieter, I can do that right here. And I can also add effects. And that goes back to the lesson we had a couple couple episodes ago where we've added reverb. Well, I still have that same reverb up, and I still have it automated to this knob right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start that over again, and I'm just going to start messing with that reverb and see how I can get it to sound. And there you go. That's how you set up VSTs in Ableton Live and use effects on them.
DJOYbeat.com